So what I've done is I put the butter in the bowl, in the microwave for 30 seconds, and I have the sugar here, right? So basically what I usually do is I melt a bit of the butter so it's soft, right? It's perfect, right? So put the sugar in there, right? I have the fork, and you start beating it with the sugar. You mix it with the sugar so it becomes a whole mix, right? It'll be yellowish because of the butter, right? But the whitish yellowish if the sugar is white. If you're using brown or cane sugar, it'll look brownish or dark, right? But basically that's it. Just mix it into one whole mix, right? So this cup keep, because it's your measure and you're going to use for the self-rising flour. What has to go in there now is the egg, right? And whoops, we have one egg here, so it's perfect. Break one egg into that mix, yeah, and you mix it. And now, yes, thank you, Charlie. What gives this bread its name, the bananas, right? So what we're going to do, what I'm going to do, or we, if you're doing it at home, is like that. You peel the bananas, right? Remember, when you open the bananas, you have to look at them to see if they have liquid in them. You don't use them, right? Throw them out. This one, for example. Yeah, this is just about it. This is going to be an amazing banana bread. Really good. And what we do now is we press the bananas, we squash them, right? Oops. All of them. Thank you, Charlie. He's very good with the camera, helping us out, following me around. Right. Press it down. We have all the mashed banana. Right. What we do now, drop it into the mix, right? If you want to go in there, have a look. That's it. And you mix. Don't use an electric mixer. This banana bread is supposed to be made with just one fork. So you have it there, right? Once you have that, next thing you do is the lemon, right? You have to grate part of the lemon peel into that, right? So I just grate some of it. I'm ambidextrous, so I usually like to use both hands when I do stuff. Thank you, Charlie. Charlie is my assistant today. He's well, we'll leave it there. Once you have your lemon peel there, you mix it. Alright. Now, what we need is self-rising flour. Right? some of it in the cup. I'm going to use 2 cups of self-rising flour. Right. Some people like to use the self-rising powder and regular flour. I don't. It's not good. And banana bread doesn't raise. I don't know why. I'm using this to get rid of all the crumbs. Right. Start mixing. Mixing after the first cup, right? Of course. And depending on the bananas, sometimes you use a bit more than 2 cups. But I'll tell you how it works now. Second cup. Cooking is very important. It's very important that you cook, that everybody cooks. We'll talk about that later, but it has to do with, for me, with life and values and with developing patience and having imagination and being creative, right? It's about art. So don't think, all you guys out there, that cooking is just for women, or the kitchen is not a place where men should be, because it's not like that. Let's see the mix. Check it. You see, it's still a bit. It's not ready, right? It should look like bread. So we're gonna just half a cup more, right? And see what happens. Keep mixing. And this is the art part of it, right? Because it's a feeling. You have to look into the mix and ask it if it's okay, if it's ready. But basically, it's a relationship with the cook and the mix itself, right? You just test it. Right? It's like you see, it's a bit wet yet. This is because the bananas were really ripe, and maybe a bit more of that. But we'll get to the right stage. And by now, I use 3 cups of flour. See what happens. Yes, now it's ready. You see, when it starts doing that, when you start turning it and it starts sticking on the sides like that, right? Look at the edges. It starts. That's the exact right point